The discrepancies of autism are not only in legion, but emboldened in unflattering forms. The general public associates antisocial tendencies and reclusive withdrawals as defining absolutions of the autism community. This misconceived notion causes people to distance themselves from possibly some of the most talented individuals they could have the pleasure of meeting.
Like when I was a child, I always want to imagine what's the word? Imagine things. They are create things. These are not made from anything else that I invent. I invented these ones. I created these ones.
I've definitely written some screenplays, gotten a good number of them copyrighted. I am currently in the pitching stages, which can be the most challenging part because you got to find the right resources first and foremost. Then you get the feedback from producers who looked at your work, see what they had to think about it, see if you need to change anything to make it, to their level of quality that would get it picked up and out in the world.
When I had first jumped into the job interview, I had been mostly a glorified mute because my social skills were bar none at that time. And in a metaphorical sense, of course, as time passed on, Vicky Westra, my supervisor, she had gotten a crowbar to the Pandora's box that had kept me locked up throughout all these years. She had kept smashing the lock pad until it would smash open and I would finally learn how to be a proper, eloquent communicator.
The reason I started Autism Shifts is because our daughter Gabrielle, but we call her Gabby, was diagnosed with autism at the age of 4. And when we got the diagnosis, like many families today, we really didn't understand the diagnosis at all. And it was really challenging to find programs and services that not only understood Gabby, but could also serve her needs. And so because of that, it really led me at some point to leave my corporate America job and start something that would not only serve Gabby, but would serve so many of our young adults with autism who really need to be understood. I definitely feel that there are limited resources for individuals with autism, particularly when they reach that age of 18 to 22. That was the age that my daughter got to, and that's the age that I started to feel, okay, what's next?
This, as you can see, is a sea, a multicolored tidal wave, and that's the gleeful sun, with all of them going abroad the next adventure to the furthest location possible.
We're all part of this world. We all belong, and we all have a place, and our uniqueness creates who we are, but then we're all connected together.
Well, I moved from Venezuela to Tampa 3 years ago. The things were very difficult there. My parents sent me here because I already have the citizenship, because originally I born in California. So I can move to a new life, more stable than it could be found in Venezuela right now.
Are your parents still in Venezuela?
Yep.
When I was growing up, through my childhood, I didn't feel any different. I have a variety of scenarios. It could have been that I had minimal friends, and that could have possibly been due to a severe inadequate amount of social skills. I just felt, if I may, boring.
Once you get autism and you create a space that they feel good about who they are, then a lot of great things can happen all the way around. And so that's really the space we try to create through our program, is allowing them to discover who they are, what they want to do. And for me, I believe all of them have a unique ability, unique talent, a passion, something inside that maybe they haven't connected to yet, maybe they have, but to give them the opportunity to connect to what they love is really key for this population.
I had gotten out of university taking some basic liberal arts classes. I spent about a year not doing school, just looking for work, so.
Then eventually, when I was taking my art class, my art teacher told me about Autism Shifts. She was attending one of the art shows that Autism Shifts was part, and she heard about that, so I give it a try.
I learned about Autism Shifts through the Artistas Cafe, and that I had learned about when I had started working there in about 2013. We used to have 2 locations, now it's gone mobile, but basically it's almost like a Starbucks in the traditional coffee sense. They serve your regular coffees, your espresso beverages, smoothies, cocoa, teas, that sort of thing.
Oh man, I felt like a superstar. I felt like a superstar when I became adequately, properly, and sophisticated at barista craftsmanship.
These two they are kind of fairy or goblins. They are from a different world, and I also wanted to create to create a world of my own, completely. Like Tolkien made his own world, and others have made their own world.
I've gone to some film festivals, like the Sunscreen Film Festival in St. Petersburg. I definitely watch a lot of movies and television, and especially after school, when I learned about certain filming techniques, storytelling techniques, subconsciously I'll look for some of that stuff in the material that I watch.
When I started this program, I ended up getting to work with these amazing young adults that I could really start getting an insight into their world. In the business world, we talk a lot about diversity. And I think that when we view diversity, we think about it in terms of color of skin or gender. But really, autism, what they bring with them is they're a neurodiverse population, which means they bring in different ways to see the world, different thought processes, different ways to look at things. And as a business owner, really that's what you want. You want that creativity, you want that innovation.
Prior to getting my job at Artistas, I was doing I'd say a handful or less than a handful of volunteering positions, such as office clerical duties at the public defender's office at downtown, and a little later, more office duties at the city of Tampa.
I will prefer work for myself, making art, making this, creating my own thing. But I know how the life works, and sometimes you have to start working for someone else. Right now, I'm working in food delivery because, well, it's been the most quick way to have a steady income, at least.
My future goal would be to be writing and directing my own films in either LA or New York. because those are really the big hubs for movies and television in the film industry.
Our future vision is that we create a new world for autism starting right here in Tampa Bay, so that we come together as an autism community, which includes individuals with autism who are really ready to move into employment and independence, with parents and caregivers, with businesses, that we connect with more businesses that are really interested in finding out how they can create a space where people with autism can successfully transition into, and where we as a community completely embrace autism and fully integrate it into every aspect of our lives.
I put an emphasis on goal because some people say that, that their dream is to do A, B, or C. And in my honest opinion, if you say you have a dream, I don't think it's serious because that's something you wish would happen. But when you say my goal is to do A, B, or C, that tells me that, in their mind, they're willing to, do whatever work it takes to get to that goal. So I don't like saying it's my dream to get there. I like to say my goal is to do that.
Do you think that you'll be successful?
We'll see. Nothing is writing.